right, good morning traders, and welcome to the live analysis here with Bookmap. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We go through live flow analysis here, and we can look at where price might be going next. This is all forward looking. It's not hindsight education. We have live trading Wednesdays with Jay Trader Stocks and Scott Pulcini Futures Trader on Thursday, which just yesterday there. So let's go through some disclosures and jump right into the market here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Alec. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump right in and see what's going on here. Nice move, strong move here at the open to the upside here. We're looking at the S&P E-mini. We can look at many different instruments in here, so let me know if you're interested, and we'll pop it into the Bookmap chart here. This is usually what we cover, and most people seem to be okay with this. All right, well, we can see where price went already here in Bookmap, right up to high liquidity here, just above the figure. Okay, we can see it in these two little areas here, around 44.02 and then 44.05 up here, and starting to see a little bit of let's just zoom in here a little bit of a slowdown. See nice strong moves here, buyers in control, moving this market toward this magnet of high liquidity. Trades into it and through it, and there's still more up here at 44.10. Now take a look at the order flow here. These strong moves, strong buying, we can go back and take a look here. Extremely strong here, 925, 930, a little bit of back and forth at 930, but again, strong buying in here. Look at the buyers come in. Look at the bounce. Look at where it bounced here, okay, off of VWAP, off of where the strong buying came in just before 930. Right, so we're in an uptrend, no question about that, a strong one. More buying, a little bit of selling in here. Not a strong breakout here. Pretty strong, not bad in here, but selling starting to come in. Okay, so we're starting to understand these areas are transacting in here. This is high liquidity on the offer. Limit sell orders transacting. Limit sell orders transacting, starting to find some sellers come in, red dots here, market sell orders here. Let's see, we're going to take a look here. We see already there's some buyers here on the bid around this 44.04 and a quarter, it looks like, we're kind of transitioning here. We're still in an uptrend, but we're starting to note the sellers, we'll see if we transition from uptrend to consolidation, or are we going to turn around from consolidation? Then is it going to continue uptrending, kind of like a bull flag, or is it going to reverse? Are we going to see some sort of reversal pattern? Okay, this is what we need to understand and read the order flow to gauge where price might go. So regardless of what kind of trading strategy you're looking at, it might be Elliott Wave, looking for that. Are we going to continue, or are what are the waves? We can go through that very quickly, actually, and read those waves, and start to kind of put that plan together, or at least understand the context of that within the order flow, and that's really the key. When you look at your candlestick charts or your higher time frame or your volume profile or some sort of pattern, then read the order flow. What is the order flow telling you? Okay, so as it is right now, you can see more buyers are coming in pretty, hand over fist, again, going for this 44.10 here. So we're starting to note, though, some selling starting to come in. And let's take a look at this area here. We're still in an uptrend, we know that. They didn't even tangle with this 44.04 right here. And so that's bullish. And we can see that the bulls came in, but they didn't test 44.10, not yet at least. And they made a slightly higher high here. Okay, although this is good buying in here, it's just slightly higher. It's not like a big decisive breakout like some of these other moves in here. Okay, I mean, these are very decisive. It's breaking the high. It's pulling back into the kind of medium of the high, or this range here, and then buyers continue. All right, so this is what we're trying to read here in the market structure, and starting to put these pieces together. Let me see if there's any questions in here already. Yeah, Rob, East Coast time here. So my time frame or timeline down here is on the East Coast. Thank you, Alec. All right, and let me check over in YouTube as well. And yeah, nothing over there in YouTube at the moment. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. Good morning, Dove. Yeah, I really, we'll let me demo something here very quickly and easily here. And what we're talking about is market structure. And then we're reading that structure, and then we're going to add in these other elements in here. Okay, so this actually looks pretty good for testing this 410 right now, or 4410. Okay, we should get the test here. Okay, it's not much higher, and we're making slightly higher highs and slightly higher lows here so far. Okay, now just, we need to be careful here, but the order flow is looking for, it's kind of telling us it wants to trade up here and test, and there it is. There it is, and there's the break above it too. Now, let's read this break here. It's a stop run here, okay, above this 4410 right here. We know that. We've got the MBO indicator here. These are stops in here that are triggered. And look at the support underneath here. We have a larger player just coming in, and this is very bullish, in fact. Now, if they mean business is something else here, and this is where we're going to read it. If they're coming in with 444 contract, 44 or 50 contracts in here, right underneath at a much higher level. So that's supporting the move to the upside here. We just need to see if these guys stay in the order book or not. Okay, we'll see if they even transact here, or if seller here come the sellers here. Okay, so we're going to get some insight here. Are they going to pull this liquidity? Are they just trying to skew the auction, trying to show a lot of demand here on the bid with these contracts here, which have not transacted? Okay, not one. And are they going to stay in here? Now, our large lot tracker, you can read that one as well. There's around 300 of these contracts here is one individual player who's skewing the order book here. Okay, so we're going to read that player, that activity in here. All right, so yeah, so far so good. We're still remaining bullish here until we see something different. Okay, see the difference already starting to shape up. The reaction to this high liquidity here, a little bit of selling. All right, let's see them test into this. It's actually 44.11 and a half here. Okay, let's see it. Look at this player here starting to raise it here. What is the reaction to that? All right, the reaction didn't repel sellers. They actually kind of came down to it, and nothing transacted. No, it looks like actually 6 transacted into it. 6 contracts. Boy, I'm sorry. Let's just take a quick look in here. No, I've got that wrong. No contracts in here. Not one transaction took place, but they did take the risk. Okay, it's not spoofing quite yet. Okay, so just starting to read this behavior in here, understand these players in the market and how it affects the market. This is really the key. It's not some sort of signal. It's not like that the larger players are doing this, and I mean, they're like testing the market and getting a feel for the market, and that's what we're doing too. It's the context of these elements in here. Good morning, Alan. All right, so let's take a look at this context here. Okay, so we were looking at this kind of slowdown here, and now we have that a pretty big break and continuation, and all the way up now into just above 44.15 as well. Here come the sellers trading right back in and looking for this retest to this 44.10. Now, this 44.10 area is going to be kind of critical. They already pulled that liquidity in here, as you can see. You can see that dynamic here. Are they gonna we're gonna get a bounce here? I imagine we'll get some profit taking, or are we just gonna get sellers come in and dump it and slam it down to a lower level here? Well, we can see we traded into the 44.10 and a little bit of profit taking probably. Let's see if they can bring it back up to about here, 44.13. This is where it dropped from here. This is where the sellers came in, and they're trying to take control of this market. Okay, right from this area here, you can see the sellers. Okay, you can see how they broke a trading range. We can take a look at it here. All right, so maybe a little bit lower. Let's be a little more precise with that. Okay. Look at the dynamic of this liquidity in here and how it affected that. It was an interesting kind of dynamic in here. The best bid went into this liquidity here, but not one transaction. And then we found the buyers come in and take it a bit higher here. Okay, so now we want to, I've kind of, I want to get to this higher time frame analysis first, or I wanted to first, but you know, reading some interesting stuff in here, so we wanted to go over that immediately. And we're positioned here now for sellers, or potentially we're looking to see, you know, maybe this turns into that sideways consolidation and then sellers, or maybe this is kind of a double top up here and we see sellers come in, and then they'll be going for this liquidity down here around 44.04. And yeah, here they come. Okay, so yeah, they're starting to take it below this area here at 10. The next level is down here at 44.04. Okay, now we got to get through this high volume node right here. Okay, and this swing here, this will be the first test. Sellers will likely test this right here, yeah, let's see if we can just read a quick move down into that area here. So looking for some sellers right now, and let's see them move it down into about this 06 here. It's only a couple points, but high probability move there. Okay, there's our move. Let's see if they can continue looking for this 04 here. That's a lot of selling. Let's see if they can get through this area here, this high volume node here. We need to see a lot of sellers come in. Okay, so down into 04 here. Okay, so let's we'll come back and revisit this. I think we'll likely get kind of a bounce here, but we'll see. Some sellers, they're coming in, you know, pretty strong here. So we might get just a brief pullback up to like kind of that 06 we just looked at, maybe a little bit higher, 07. Anyway, that's the current order flow. Okay, we're starting to read we started to read this slowdown here, big break here, very aggressive underneath here, and then they pull, sellers come in and they take it below this 10 level here. All right, so let's take a bigger step back here. Let's look at our candlestick chart here, well, you know, we were covering this here. This is the daily chart here, and on the left, and you can see the kind of equal low somewhere around here. You know, I think I can't recall if it went slightly lower or not, or slightly higher, but we were reading this during the week, and we noted the buyers coming in, and we're looking for a move back up into some of these wicks in here. Okay, I think I was mentioning it was, maybe it was on the hourly chart, 44.36, something like that, or 42.36, I can't recall. And then some of these wicks up here, this is the 36 or 44.26, 43.26. These wicks up here, this is where we found sellers earlier. Look at the decisiveness through that. Look at the pullback to the top of those wicks here and the continuation to the upside. We're up in these wicks here, these sellers up here, and it's Friday. Are we going to get a break above this? This has been a multi-day strong move here. And with strong moves, you look for strong moves to continue. But we're going to see now, we're going to look at the order flow here. This is a great time to kind of get people to still go long and then turn around and take a lot of profit, and traders to move it right back down. Now, on this daily chart too, I also want to go over analysis here. It is Friday. And we have the quadruple witching, we have options expiration, and that's everything's gonna shift and change next week after this big move to the upside. So maybe this will continue to the upside and close higher today, and then we get a big shift maybe next week. Right? These are different scenarios on a much higher time frame that we want to consider. We've talked about market timing in here. When we're looking at order flow, we're talking about the open, the European close around 11:30 East Coast time, as well as the opening drive, the European close, as well as the close of the market around 4. Okay, so the timing of the market is essential. When to do business. And understanding this kind of higher time frame dynamic with options now. This is much higher time frame. All right, so we're kind of talking about some of those scenarios in here and starting to understand what might be happening. Now let's take a look at the hourly chart in here, and you can see we just made it above this swing here. Okay, that's this swing over here, I believe. Multi-day. No, it's not. It's this swing here from just yesterday, or God, I'm a little lost in the chart here. Anyway, it's up at this swing here. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I guess it's from last week. Nonetheless, what we want to understand is the order flow up at this price level. You can see the selling coming in. Okay. A break above this area here, lots of profit taking, and maybe lots of sellers re-engaging and looking for a move lower. Right, that's one of the scenarios to look at here. Let's look at the 15-minute chart over here on the right, and you can see the powerful move here. This is something I wanted to mention to you guys. I just think this is so critical to understand. And we're good morning, Doug. 1/3 of the Qs in SPX SPY expires today. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Doug. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see how this works out. We have all sorts of dynamics going on here, and if you guys haven't seen the Pro Trader webinar with Brent that we had last week, it's on our YouTube channel in the Pro Trader webinar section there, playlist. All right, so what I want to talk about is the market structure here and how clearly you can see this, and this is during FOMC, and how you can lean on market structure. This requires your study, though. You just can't take this for granted. But you almost can, but it requires your study. But look how nicely this worked here. Here's a breakout. Here's a gap here. Look at the gap. Okay, we're looking at regular trading hour sessions here. Move higher. FOMC, boom, fills the gap right back down to the market structure here. Okay, this move came right down to where the majority of the trades took place here. There's some trading in here for sure. You can even see it slowed down there a little bit on this 15-minute chart. Some profit taking. They filled the gap, went down a little lower. It went down to test the top of these areas here, and then buyers came in. Okay, so look at market structure in here again and again and again. You can even look at this area in here. Okay, you can look at all three. It just goes on and on and on. Move down, consolidation, gap, move up, So retest to this consolidation in here. Continuation higher, gap, retest. So looking at market structure is essential. Maybe your structure, you're looking at something like volume profile. Maybe you're looking at your structure in terms of Elliott Wave. Doesn't matter. What matters here is having some sort of structure and higher time frame analysis, and then look at the order flow around those levels. That's what's key. So for example, this level up here we're looking at, and sellers coming in and testing down here to this 04 area. It's already unfolded. They've come down to this liquidity at the figure here, 4,400. Now we're getting a bounce. Okay, so look at this area up here, and this kind of understanding of order flow here, and then back at this candlestick chart here, and the hourly is showing it the best here. And the daily is not bad either. Okay, the break above here, and the selling and the profit taking coming back in. Right now, what momentum is still up and strong. Okay, we're just noting what's kind of going on in here. It looks more like profit taking. Doesn't necessarily mean like tons of sellers yet. And in fact, we can look at this here in terms of buyers and sellers, and look at the dots and where they're located here. Let's see, Dove, you've sent a chart here. Yeah, look at Dove's chart in the chat there, guys. Excellent stuff here. Look at the pullback. Okay, look at the big move to the upside there, and look where that pullback came, and then see the continuation to the downside. Okay, same stuff we're going over here. Right, so and we can even look at, like, you know, this move here, and where the majority of that volume is taking place, and you know, are they trading into this liquidity and transacting, and then starting to understand this pullback too. Because a lot of traders will think, oh, okay, you know, now we're going to get a big move to the downside. Well, maybe, but it's not telling us that yet. Not at all. In fact, this could be looked upon as a low volume pullback for the day. Let's just zoom out here. Here's why. Look at the structure in here. Okay, can you guys see it? Check this out. Structure and structure. We are still bullish here. Okay, until we see something different. Right, it's just bounced off of this. In fact, it flipped at 4,400 on the offer. Now they're on the bid. All right, so just really simple ideas here, and then understanding the order flow around it. And this is where Bookmap really excels, because you can see them in the book here. Here's the move into that area, and you know, look at the buyers come in. Now, where did they test? They tested to here. Look where that dropped here. Now, this is something Dove is looking at as well, looking at these big dots in here. Okay, it moved right to it where they dropped it. Let's see if they can try to break out from it. Let's see if buyers come in. And where would they go? They'd go back for this 10 area that we're looking at here. Okay, so let's see if do they have enough buying power here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. One thing we don't like in this move here to this 08 area here is the underneath here. We did not see the book kind of follow up underneath and support it. Okay, sellers can drive it right back down to the bottom of the range. All right, let's revisit this though now. What's going on in here in this consolidation period? Okay, well, a lot of buying just came in, and it followed by actually quite a bit of selling in here now too. Okay, so seller's going to now be able to drop it back down to the 01 or 4,400, the figure. Yeah, it's not too clear at the moment. A VPOC shift. So you're looking David, for a retest down to VPOC here. Maybe VPOC. I'm sorry guys. Yeah, let's show the VPOC here. Yeah, I have mine way down here, which makes sense. If it's adjusted for the cash session, it's going to be a little different. 43.88 is where you got yours. Okay, yeah. So you have it, David, up here, just around this, and this is a nice area in here. We have the VWAP and VPOC as well. Yours just jumped up to 05. Okay. Why you have different or varying VPOCs, guys, is because maybe when you opened up Bookmap and started collecting data, so it's going to vary. All right. So just keep that in mind, and look at the profile here that I have. It's for let me just zoom out here. It's from the almost the entire session here. I've got here's 8 o'clock East Coast time, 8 p.m. So I have quite a bit of data in here, and the VPOC's way down here. So the majority, even with this huge move here, the VPOC's down here. Right. So think about this now. If we can get some selling pressure in here and we get down below this area down here of the open, I mean, look out. So we'll take a look and see if this is going to unfold like that. But that would be kind of higher time frame order flow analysis here, of like looking for sellers to try to drive it down to here and then really drive it lower here, get everyone going the wrong way here on this pretty strong move to the upside. And we've seen it so many times. Okay, you have yours reset at market open. Let's do that, in fact, and I'll show you. You guys can have multiple VPOCs, no problem. I really don't. I know. I like the POC very much. The understanding that these areas where there's the high a high volume node. I also just really like to look at the column in general, and look at like there's high volume up here. I know that it's going to take quite a bit of selling to move it away from right where we are right now at 05. Okay, and it's going to take quite a bit of buying as well to move it right back up if we're going to test up into maybe 44.20, because there's a lot of trading around this area here. Okay, that is the auction right now. If you retest, let me show you. Let me just demo this here very quickly. Right click in here. You got your you have your SVP column here, and you have your POC, and you have to have it under a volume or trades counter or quotes counter, and then it has to be session accumulated. Once you have that set up, by right clicking in here, then go to configure, and you'll see the VPOC here, or the POC here, and then close it. Now right click again in here, and we're going to insert a new column down here. And now what we're going to do is it pushes it out here to the right. It's a duplicate column. But now I'm going to click in this one here, right click, and then I'm going to do a reset in here. All right, so let's go to configure the reset here, and we'll go to schedule reset, and 8:30. There we go. And let me double check this here. So now we have two VPOCs in here, as you can see. Okay, and I want to change the color of this one here. Okay, and I want to make sure it's resetting at the correct time here. Yeah. So it reset at 9:30. No, 8:30. Okay, so it looks like, hold on a minute here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess we got caught up here with the daylight savings. So let's go to right click in here and go to reset again and configure. And I'm going to change the session timing here at session start, and we're going to change it to 9:30. Comply or apply, and we'll change it there. Okay, so let's see what I got now. So yeah, I have my VPOC up here at this 05 area here. Okay, understood? You guys got it? All right. So we've got a couple different for the entire session, or almost the entire session. It's way down here, and we just had it just shot up here from this kind of 88 level, David, which we were talking about it back here. That was correct, and now it's shot up here. So I imagine that's the reading you have as well. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're going to continue on with the order flow in here, and what we're seeing in this consolidation, in this range here. We tested back up to this 010, or I'm sorry, 10 level here, and then sellers coming in, and they're just bashing around here. So I'm looking for sellers to hit 4,400 again here right now. It should be a nice quick little move right down to 4,400. Selling's pretty strong here. Okay, so I want to see leg one. It already retested here POC, and I want to see it move down again to leg two, and then maybe we'll see if we get responsive buyers to trade it right back up here. Interesting move here. Boy, it was looking really good for leg one, retest leg two. It would have been a perfect little measured move in here. Still, here we go. All right, let's see if we get it now. We should get it. Looking for it. Makes really good sense. They tested over. They got a big stop run to the other side. Let's see the sellers come in and try to hit liquidity here and stops to the other side down here. All right, so looking for it. Okay, so very short term, bearish here. Just down to here, 4,400. And then that's these are not trade recommendations, so you guys know. This is not financial advice. Here's some look here. See the exhaustion here? Okay, so a lower high. Now we're still reading. We're not out of the woods yet, but looking for sellers here. If we get the sellers here, we should get a quick move down to 02, 01, and 4,400. Looking for it. Didn't get it. Looking for it again. Let's see if we get another retest here, and we get red dots here. There we go. Let's see them continue. Boy, it's really playing with it here. There we go. There we go. There's our move. There's our move. Still looking for more. And there we go. Beautiful. Should be a stop run. It is. Okay, so now let's go back and we'll look at this dynamic here and why we thought that was going to happen. Okay, look at the continuation too. Look, you VWAP guys, looking for the move to the VWAP down here. Okay, that's a nice area to bounce off of down the VWAP here. And we'll see. There will be VWAP traders down here. Okay, they're even front running here a bit. You can see the liquidity coming in right now. Look at them. In fact, maybe a shot below VWAP here, and then looking for potential responsive buyers to trade it back into this range up here, this value area up here. Okay, at least see if they can come back to 02, the bottom of the range here. All right, there it is. There's a move, VWAP. These guys pulled that liquidity down here. Okay, so maybe 95 then. Okay, David, let's see here. You got an image to take a look at. Yep, beautiful stuff. And Dove as well. Yep. Dove, I know you love your big volume dots. It's great stuff. I mean, you see it again and again and again. And that would be back up to 4,400. guys, and these transactions here. Okay, so that would be your responsive buyers, and they'd have to get through this area right here. It's important for the buyers to get through that area to try to trade it back to POC. Okay, so and they'd have to also get through this kind of O2 area right here as well. This is where it dropped from. Okay, again, market structure. All right, let's see if are we going to get continuation of this trend, or is this where we're going to get kind of a double bottom and responsive buyers? This is what we want to read. Okay, some buying coming in, but not out of the woods at all. Okay, maybe they just test the top of the range here. In this time frame, sellers are in control. Okay, we're looking for these responsive buyers, but sellers still remain in control. In the structure as well, as you can see, sellers still remain in control here. Yeah, it's dark on either side, guys, here, so really no insight right now. Just back to VWAP here. Let's see, David, another image there. One runner left. Excellent. Way to go, David. Guys, let's zoom out here. Let's get our bigger picture approach. Now, we went over this scenario here. The higher time frame here. This is now, this is the place for the sellers to test would be this 43.90 here. And this liquidity down here. Here they go. They're going to go for it here, looking for them to try to bring it down to this 90 level here on this time frame. On this time frame, we did not get our responsive buyers, and boy, the bid looks strong in here. So that's kind of thwarting it a little bit here. But yeah, sellers coming in. So let's see if they try to tangle with this. And they do not. Right back to the VWAP here. Not bad on the buying here. Not bad. Sellers still in control. Okay, but not bad. Not bad on the buying. Yeah, now they're starting to break that structure here. Okay, maybe they can go a little higher, our 4,400 that we're looking for. And then Dove's big volume dot here. But this is it. This is really that there it is. Okay, now we have a big volume dot on the buy side. Okay, now where they are, what's the reaction here? Do we really find a bunch of buyers in here? Are they able to take this higher? They just transacted with this liquidity here at 4,400, and we're not finding follow through. Look at this algo down here. All right, so let's see if we're already below it here. Let's see if sellers can try to take this lower, maybe down to 95 here, and maybe back down to that same area here. This VWAP here is something to kind of keep an eye on here. Break down below it, retest back up above it, and we may see buyers support this here, and they are right now. They are. So you can see them here. So let's see if we get our move to, and we can still be bearish here. A move to 44.02. This is where the sellers took control. Close your runner. Nice trading, David. Way to hold, and you never know, what's going to happen with that runner, and you were open to that scenario. Great stuff. So open to the scenario for it to trade back down into this 90 level here, and it still may. It still may. But now, you can look for another re-entry on something like that. All right, guys, let's take a look at our market structure again. This is where it dropped from, and we're just kind of testing that area right now. Let's take a look at the volume within this area here. Okay, well, there's mostly selling. Let's even take a look at CVD in here. We've gotten some questions about CVD. Well, look at the CVD and what CVD is telling us here. Okay, it's pretty nice. Okay, it's telling. Whoops, sorry. Icebergs and stops, CVD. Here's our CVD. There's more selling in here, clearly. Okay, so in terms of volume, there's a lot of buying in here. Now, it's the context, again, it's the relationship of this volume that really matters. CVD is just telling us that there's more selling from this point onward. Okay, there's no question about that. CVD is a very, very simple, easy indicator. Okay, so let's see if we get more selling in here. Okay, back to 97 and VWAP, and let's see if they can get through that area here and upend these buyers, and then see a nice move back down to the low here around 94, and then maybe down to our 90 level. Okay, so we're open to that scenario now. Let's see if they break it here. Nope, not yet. Buyers coming in. Yeah, guys, I wanted to go over that one setup that we saw in the kind of lower highs, lower lows, and some exhaustion there. It played out beautifully. We noted it, and we're looking for the move lower, and it turned out to be a much bigger move to the downside. I believe it was in here. Yeah, and finding our sellers in that move to 4,400. And that's what we're just looking for, that at the moment. It was just 4,400. And then, well, since this is pretty strong volume, once we got down here and we know that this is strong volume, we're like, well, maybe they can trade it back down to VWAP. Okay? And then maybe if there's even more selling, they can trade it back down to, and we zoom out and we look at this 90 level here. Okay? Leg one, well, we were looking for leg one, leg two. This was beautiful here. Leg one, pull back, leg two down to 4,400. It kind of went sideways for a bit, and then finally got the leg to the downside here, and one more after that. Okay, so that actually kind of, for you Elliott Wave guys, there's your completion of your waves. All right, so let's see here what's going on in the order flow here. Well, not much of a read right now. All right, some buyers up here. I'm not buying. I'm not buying it. Again, kind of metaphorically, I'm not buying it. Likely the order flow is telling us it wants to come back up here to POC. However, I just don't trust it here. They're not really supporting it underneath. Now you can see this could turn into a beautiful false breakout. All right, we get enough sellers right here. Right here is where we need to see them, right here at 4,400. If we get enough sellers here, we should get the move back down to 97. But see how we read that in here? Yeah, okay, buyers coming in, likely they're going to try to reach for 05 and that liquidity back to the point of control up here. Okay, and but there was no order book here. Now see the order book supporting it now? See that difference? And we find buyers here. This is more likely to trade to 05 now. It's more likely. There's still kind of dark area here, so sellers might jab right down here. But yeah, this is a higher probability. It's not the greatest, but it's higher probability likelihood to trade to 05. Okay, back to point of control. Okay, see the book underneath. See how it's supporting it. See the buying up here, and you can see like, you know, we're not really, you know, there's enough volume here on the buy side. But it's not quite lifting it the way we're anticipating it. So, you know, it's right in here. We're saying it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. Now this is looking much better. And then you're like, what? You can't do it? Okay. You know, sellers are going to come in below this. This is now back in the range, and they're going to try to reach for the other side of the range here. Okay, so this was looking for real nice move to 05 here. And maybe back more. Now we're looking for the opposite, back down to 97, and then maybe even back down to 95, and these 90 levels down here in this liquidity here. Okay, so this is a false breakout here. Okay, so but the point here is the read in the context. This is all looking good here for this move higher. Okay, and everyone's looking for this move back to 05 here in point of control. And then we're reading in here is like there's more buying looking even better. They should be able to do this. There's support in the book here. This has got all the pieces. Okay, one thing we did not like, and we did notice that they're not really quite underneath here. Where we see another moves where they're really supporting it underneath here, and then we get that move. And then something's wrong here now. We're reading it. Something's wrong here. Okay, they're starting to. First off, we knew it was dark, a little dark in here, and then look at the sellers starting to come in below this area here. Okay, even below this area here, or testing it at least. Okay, buyers can still take it back up at this point. If we start to get sellers in here, though, they're going to take it to the bottom of the range, and this is going to be a false breakout and a stop run to the downside. All right, so, and there we go. God, beautiful move, guys, all the way down to 90. Wow. Well, we talked about it. We went through the scenario, and this being that potential false breakout. All right, so the advertising was pretty good here, pretty good. We were looking for just this 2.5 point move, or 3 point move or so. And then we knew something was wrong here. Okay, looking for the other side of the range, looking for 97, and then potentially down into these 90 levels here. Look at this beautiful move through VWAP, back up to it, and cannot get through it. So sellers remain in control. Okay, look at the selling, look at the buying. Okay, buying's not bad here. It's not bad, but there's a lot more selling than there is buying in here. All right, so now we're going to talk about the CVD for those of you using the CVD. CVD gave not a bad kind of understanding of what's going on here. Okay, there's more selling in this move, and we know that. Just a very, very simple read of cumulative volume delta. Okay, false breakout, back up to where sellers have control of the market at this point. And then we see the sellers rotate back in. Okay, and the beautiful move to the downside here. All right, so yeah, this is tricky here. This is where it's hard as a trader to pivot. Everything was, well, not everything was looking good. Everything was looking pretty good here. The book, we wanted to see more kind of conclusive book underneath here, but they're pulling. We're getting our buyers. They're pulling, and then like, wait a minute, wait, no, something's wrong. We see selling starting to come in here, right? So this is where it's important to reevaluate at that point. It's really important. And start to understand what might be happening with this volume up here. Okay, now bigger picture, CVD helped us here. CVD helped us like understand that the volume in here, there was still, even with this buying that you see in here, there's still more selling. All right, guys. Anyway, just trying to go through these different scenarios and starting to understand the order flow in here and these little trapped areas in here where false breakout here. Does that make sense? Do you guys can you understand, like can you see some of these false breakouts? Can you start to see, you know, where sellers start to come back in? Okay, now this is hindsight, of course, but we saw it in real time. It's really important. It's really important to understand this dynamic in here. No, false breakouts, like there's some pretty strong volume in here, but it just failed to lift the market. And usually it's getting the traders on the hook here, or you know, a lot of times it could be a stop run as well. God, look at this CVD reading in here. Something looks kind of off in here. Yeah, something's off in here. So let me take a look at it here. Oh, chart range. Okay, I'm going to go with session range here. All right. So no, I mean, what we're looking at is a lot of volume taking place. Now, I bet, you know, because of all of this buying in here and it fails to lift the market, this is where, and we didn't look at it yet, this is where we're going to get a really nice a potential here. I can't wait to turn it on, but I speculate we're going to see a lot of icebergs here. Okay, so let's turn it on and let's take a look here. Now, why? What do you guys think? Why do you think that I think that there are a lot of icebergs here? Okay, it's a speculation. I don't know if there are or not, but why do you think I speculate on that? No, not hedging around the figure. You missed the question, Alec. Okay. Yeah, David, lots of buying. Absolutely. And look at the spike in CVD there. Question is, why do I think that this is, I speculate that this is a lot of icebergs here. This is why I just love this MBO indicator package, guys, in the sense that we're going to verify it. We're going to know for sure. Yeah, it's the volume that's transacting there. That's part of it, the answer. Oh, come on, I know you guys know this. Volume's taking place here, but price isn't moving. No, not POC. MBO stands for market by order. So it's a specific kind of data, Jeff, from Rhythmic. The CME offers market by order data, and that market by order, you can look it up. It was years ago, more than 5 years ago now. Well, not 5 years ago, but it's been more than like 3, I believe. Yeah, maybe 4 at this point. I think it's coming up on 4 years they've been offering this. And what it allows you to do, or basically they just wanted to show position in the queue, in the order book or in the dome, to be able to see not only the amount of liquidity there, they wanted to show the amount of orders in each one. Well, because of that information and because of some special ID tags that they're also including for icebergs, we can determine that these are icebergs, and we can also determine stops and stop runs. And it's fact. This is the beauty of it. Now, it's native CME icebergs, not synthetic icebergs. All right. So let's yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm not getting to I want to go over this question though. I think it's really important, especially for any newer traders in here. I know a lot of you guys know this already. But the answer here is look at the spike, look at the volume, and well, why is that fail to lift this market? Because someone's on the other side here, and I don't see them in the order book here. Now let's zoom in here. Okay, maybe they came in at the last second here, but look at this. They fail to lift the market here. This has got to be an iceberg. All right, let's turn it on and let's check it out. It's not. Okay, well, that was a speculation. I can't believe it. It's definitely a stop run. Well, you know, it actually, I still think it is an iceberg. It's probably a synthetic iceberg in here. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, how can it have all of this transaction? Look at CVD. Look at this massive spike. Look at all this volume. And it fails to lift it up into 05 and 06 here. So yeah, let me turn on the on chart just in case. Maybe there's something on there. And yeah, okay, looks good. No, it's just a stop run. All right, well, that's a really interesting order flow phenomenon in here. I think it's an iceberg still. The reason being is it's just not a CME native iceberg here. We do have other indicators that can you know, kind of show that. So let's look at our strength indicator in here. And that should show it. Interesting. All right. So nope, not getting it. Oh, hold on a minute. Did I display it? It's not displaying. It should. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, so there it's displaying. And we just had a few. But this is the one that should show. And it's not. All right. Interesting move in here. Not sure what I think of that. I personally still think this is some sort of iceberg in here. It's just not native, basically. But we do see a stop run of 69 up here as well. But it should have been able to sweep the book up into these levels here. All right. So anyway, we'll go over it again and, you know, look at it. But yeah, that's that would be the speculation on it, and why this is an iceberg. Guys, let's get back to this current market. So sorry to deviate from that, but let's take a quick look here, and I'm going to turn the icebergs off here and the strength indicator off as well. All right. All right, well, we finally made it back to this 44.05 and your VPOC bouncing off of this, bouncing around this VWAP here. There you go, David. Back to your IB. And And back to the POC here. Yeah. I mean, heavy selling, comes in, drives it all the way back down to this level here. I mean, we're, because we didn't trade into this liquidity down here, which is very curious. I'm surprised it did not. Looking to see if we can get the move back here to VWAP, and then not only point of control here, but also continuation above. Looking forward back to the highs here, guys. 15 or 20. Okay, here we're looking at 10 here, yeah, looking for them to drive it higher here. Okay, we're back into now. We talked about this in terms of market structure. Yeah, I wanted to see the move back down into this 43.90 area. We didn't get it. We got this double bottom here, and the continuation. Well, it hasn't really continued yet, but I'm looking for it. That would be the primary scenario on the higher time frame. Here's what I mean. Okay, this is very, very typical. Elliott Wave, guys. What is it? Your leg. Let's look at this here. I mean, there's Elliott Waves within Elliott Waves. To me, that it looks like this: leg 1, leg 2, or move 1, move 2. Here's our 3, and it chops back and forth, kind of in 3. And then here's your 4 and your 5, and then here's your reversal pattern. Now, this is what you see in Elliott Wave. I think Moby talked about it briefly the other day. How you get continuations, right? And you can look at these kind of topping patterns here. We've been covering it for years, especially crude oil. We always thought crude oil showed this nicely. The S&P is actually showing this quite nicely right now. So you've got your Elliott Wave, or your wave 1 through 5. You've got your reversal pattern. Okay, you've got the move back down. It tries to do the 5 wave pattern to the downside here. It fails. Now we're looking at continuation, potential continuation here. Here's the failure. Okay, the double bottom here. Okay, we broke it. We're back up above. We're testing back up here now at 10. All right, let's just take the heat map off for just a moment here. Okay, so what we're looking for here is now continuation. Leg 1, maybe leg 2 back down to test the top here. Okay, leg 3 back up into maybe 15, or maybe break it up into 20. Right? I mean, there's so many ways to skin a cat. And the point here is, I mean, you might be looking at your volume profiles. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you're looking at and your kind of trading plan, now we're looking at order flow around it. Okay, and the probability, well, this is something you need to work on. Okay, we're just going to read the order flow. You need to put that plan together. All right, so anyway, here's the move back up. Now we're looking to see if we can get those buyers. Maybe we won't get this pull back to the kind of this 05 area here. Maybe the buyers are going to come right in right now. Okay, and if they do, we're looking for a test back up to here, 15. The swing. Now, looks like they're going for it, looking for it here. Okay, looking for them to continue. But we want to see the other side of the trade here. This is really, really important. That's where the heat map is really nice. Okay, so let's zoom in here and let's check it out. I'm going to clear the drawings as well. And let's take a look here. Pretty strong buying. And sellers coming in, testing where they just broke out from, basically. Okay, let's see if we do we get our buyers back up here? Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Are they on the book, in the book here on the bid? Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I'm looking for it to continue. Uh, and it's not financial advice. We're just the order flow, yeah, looks better now. It looks much better. Looking for it to continue for 13, 14, 15. Okay, see they're on the bid in here, supporting it. Okay, bit of a pullback. Okay, now let's get these buyers again. Now look at the buying up here too. This is that context we're looking for. We don't see the big green dots up here, right? So now we have the potential for just going sideways. Unless we get big green dots again here, we have the potential to trade right back down to 10. And we don't see that. I mean, they broke out, but we don't see that buying interest up here. Right? So a rotation back down, and we'll see if buyers come back and attack it again. So here's our move back down to 10. See them pulling at 10 as well. Maybe we can go just a little bit lower here, hit some stops. All right, let me see here. YouTube. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I've been have not been following you guys. Sam, thank you. Thanks for helping out in here. Yeah, I mean, we can look at the VIX as well, Oceanic, but you know, we're just kind of reading the order flow in this S&P right now, and seeing some pretty interesting stuff. So I just wanted to continue on, basically. Arithmetic shares the data. It's just does the platform, you know, take advantage of that? They've been disseminating from day one. Arithmetic has been disseminating the MBO data. They were already set up for it. It's crazy, and there's no one else really doing it. Pradeep, we don't know, like, you know, in terms of like pullbacks and stuff. Yeah, we look for areas where it might pull back, but the zigzaggy part, you know, we just look at kind of the bigger picture. Like, it depends. Sometimes sellers come in like right in here. See the sellers coming in here. Okay, look at this iceberg order too as well. So, you know, it's kind of convoluted in here right now. And you know, let's zoom out here again and take a look. It's not that big of an iceberg, sorry. Yeah, so, you know, we're getting a bit of a pullback here now. We're looking to see if sellers want to continue. Sometimes they continue and they continue and they continue, and there's just, it's relentless. You know, here you can see, like, you can kind of start to read the order flow. See the big red dot here? Do you see one down here? No. All right, a little bit better here. Okay, do you see one down here? Nah, not really. There's our answer. Okay, we really need to see them to move it. Now, this move here had the potential, really nice potential, to move lower. There's some exhaustion here. There's some selling already on this leg here, and they didn't come in. In fact, look at the buyers here squeezing the sellers. So, you know, actually this up to this point here, this looks really good for a continued move here on this very small time frame. Okay, now what ended up happening is they did not come in. We had the exhaustion here and everything. Now, if we can get buyers though, see, this is where it's this battle back and forth with these buyers and these sellers in here. Everything, like I said, and we'll go through this again and again and again. Like, there is more selling in here. CVD is telling us that, but there's some buyers back up here. It's still bearish. There's more sellers yet again here, and you can look at your low volume pullbacks to here, and back down here, retest here. There's some sellers here, they should be able to take it lower. We got exhaustion here, lower highs, everything. It's looking pretty good. It didn't work. All right, so we have to be open to this scenario here. Now, what happens, even though there's more selling in here, what happens if we get buyers back up here? Right, they're going to get squeezed here, and it does not matter if it's low volume pullback or not. If the buyers come in up here at 09 and a half, we should likely see a stop run move it back up to 11. Okay, and our stop run comes a little bit later here, as you can see it though here. All right, oh, beautiful move. Now we outlined this move here, guys. All right, so this was our now I erase those lines, but we talked about Elliott Wave. Okay, completes the pattern, reversal, leg 1, leg 2 fails, continuation. Okay, back up into 15 and back up into 20. All right, European close is coming up as well, and looking for these guys to well, it's end of the week, maybe we'll get some profit taking, but still looking for them to try to push into maybe these higher time frame targets, 15 and 20. Now let's verify that though on our higher time frame. Let's take a look at our candlestick chart. Okay, the hourly chart and this daily chart has been the best. So let's take a look at that. The 15-minute chart, I'm not really getting too much out of it at the moment. Okay, so first we look for profit takers up here. We saw those guys, and then you know, looking for maybe a potential fade back down into some areas in here. And yeah, we did see that reversal early on start to take place, and sellers start to take control. And it did move down into that 90 or close to that 90 level, when the 91s, 92s, and now we're back up here. Okay, now this is what we want to gauge in here with the order flow. Strong momentum, strong moves here. Daily chart, very strong, big green candles in here. And also this hourly chart, big strong moves in here. And back up into the swing here. And you know, it takes a while unless you just get massive selling, and we'll look for it. It takes a while to kind of slow this freight train down of momentum, and that's how you get reversal patterns. You'll see like this, for example. This is classic liquidity getting filled, and then can't make it up any higher. Sellers starting to come in, more sellers starting to come in, looking for pullbacks into some of these lower levels and potential reversal to much lower levels. All right, now again, here's our double top here. We were looking for continuation, and we got up to about 15. Okay, it just kind of retested these highs, and quite a bit of selling coming in now. Okay. Now it's end of the session here, or European session. We have options expiration, so we got a lot of kind of convoluted things to take a look at here. Nonetheless, you know, keep those things in mind, but we're looking at the order flow again. All right, so some selling, followed by another leg of selling here. Dove, here's your big volume dot. Here's your pullback to it right here. Beautiful. I think Dove has made a trading plan just around that. So great stuff there, guys. It makes total sense. It's order flow. It's what these transactions, what the market, how it reacts to these transactions here. Okay, for you volume profile guys, this is a low volume node here in your profile. No question about it. It has to be. All these transactions up here and all these transactions down below, This is where it kind of zipped through there really quickly. And here it is. Your volume profile guys as well are going to like the reach up here. And look at this finished edge. CVD guys are going to like it too. There's some divergence in here. Higher high, equal high. Right? So starting to tell us some things in here. Now, what does the order flow tell us? That's what we really want to know, because that's where we can put these concepts together with CVD or volume profile. This is where it really, really makes the difference. And that's why we cover this education in here. Is because you might look at a candlestick pattern and, I use that simple example, that candlestick pattern of like, oh, well, it's an engulfing candle. It should go down. The market doesn't care. It's the order flow that matters within that candlestick that matters. It really makes all the difference. Yeah, that's why those patterns work. Now, see, look at the buyers back up above this. Great. All right, so now they made an equal high here. They're above these guys, though. They can put the squeeze on, looking for them to move it back to this liquidity here, and they're already pulling here. And this is a good first move back up to where it dropped from here and where that liquidity was. Now the liquidity is up here, a little higher, back up at the swing high. Okay, are buyers going to go for it? Well, they kind of got cold feet here. Let's see. Here's another retest. Do we see them again? No, we don't get them. All right, sellers come right back in. This is going to be really back and forth in here with 10 minutes to go for this European close. Look at, you can see them. They're really working it back and forth in here, guys. So be careful. They're pushing it underneath here with the bid pretty strong, and then looking for them to try to take this higher. Here's where it's like, no, they couldn't do it. No, are we going to get it on this rotation? No, we're looking for sellers. Potentially looking for sellers. It's kind of a tough read, but they do come right. They come in right back in. All right. Oh boy, I'm really behind, guys, on the questions. I'm sorry. Thanks, Sam, for your help. Yeah, you guys want to look at, let's see, someone wants to look at maybe BTC. Oh yeah, you can tell iceberg buying or selling. The blue line down here, if it's to the upside, this is iceberg buying. If it's down, if it moves to the downside, it's selling. I have not seen Jeffrey IQ feed offering MBO data. I have not even seen them offer full depth of market. If you want to put a a screenshot in here or something, that'd be great. Great to see. I mean, it's great for the industry. Farahi, thank you. Nice kind words there. Okay. Gold, do you want to look at gold, Samir? I think you always want to look at gold. All right, we're kind of at the end of the webinar here, and just looking at this European close here, I think it's going to be all over the place. So I'm anticipating some volatility here. We're not getting that continuation move that we're looking for up into like 15 and 20. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't, but you can see like move up, move down. I mean, strong volume up, strong volume down. It's really all over the place, and it's right at point of control here. Okay, so at a value area, at a highly traded area here. Okay, so yeah, all right, so here we go. Sellers below it. See how they're going to try to move it away from value area. See if they can, and they cannot. So we're right back up here. Now that's a low volume pullback. Sellers, look at the buyers in here. Very little buying in here to move it all the way, almost all the way back to point of control. That's not much of a move, but what this means here is if we don't get buyers here, we're going to get more sellers down here at 04.5. Okay, and then let's see if the seller should be able to move it down lower. Okay, exhaustion, looking for sellers, looking for these guys to pull at 04. And let's see the move maybe into 2 or back to the figure down here, 4,400. And you can see they just didn't show up. That it was open for them right in here, and this is where they just didn't show up. Oh boy, I'm sorry guys about this. On the trying to keep up with the questions here, looking at 2 different chats. Okay. Anyway, let's wrap it up here, guys. Thanks for coming. And we'll maybe take one more gander here at the higher time frame. Yeah, it's a really good question. There's a lot of momentum in this move to the upside, and maybe we'll see continuation there. The kind of higher time frame things to look for here is boy, if we can get below some of these areas, we can see a beautiful move back down into 77. I mean, and we know on Fridays, like we can get those kinds of moves. Your options expiration, Doug has already said about a third has already expired. So this is all going to play around. We have quadruple witching here, so be attentive of your order flow in this environment. It can be very, very tricky. Okay, so look at this higher time frame here. Boy, let's see if we can get those sellers coming in here. It looks like they want to try to take it away from POC, and no, they don't. We're right back at POC. All right. Anyway, guys, yeah, thank you for coming. We will do it again next week, and we'll wrap it up. Good trading, everybody, and see you on Monday. Okay. Yeah, take care.